Hi there, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to our channel. Now, in this video, we are going to see how we can onboard Windows client devices to Microsoft Defender for Endpoint using Group Policy Object. And this video will be the sixth video of this new playlist for Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. So the agenda is fairly simple. We'll download an onboarding package for Group Policy Object and we will get it deployed with the help of a task itself fundamentally, which we will be creating for client machines. And in this video, I will be using Windows 11 client machine. And lastly, we'll check all the logs on different aspects. I mean, let's say whether the onboarding was successful, whether there is any log which is coming in the sense folder, what are the processes, what are the registries which will get changed on the device. Now, from prerequisite standpoint, it's fairly same. You need a MDE license. In my scenario, I have MDEP2. From network URL whitelisting standpoint, you should choose any of these methods. You can choose a standard method as well as a streamlined method. In my scenario, I'm choosing this new one because this is something which has been released lately. And lastly, you have to make sure that MDE AV service should be in running state on the machine which you are trying to onboard. Okay, so now let me switch to my server and then let's get started. So what you see now is one of my server on which I will be creating group policy object, and then I will be pushing that group policy object to my client machine, which I have to onboard. Now, step number one is to go ahead and download the onboarding package itself. So for that, you can go to security.microsoft.com. This is how your default portal or homepage should look like. And then scroll down, go to the system settings, and then click on setting. And here, click on endpoint. Now scroll down and then click on onboarding. From here, select Windows 10 and 11. Now I'm not going to make any change in the connectivity type because what is the fundamental difference between these two options? I have clearly explained them with the script itself. Okay. So now here I'm just going to select this option of group policy object. So step number one, Windows 10 and 11, and then streamlined connectivity, group policy object, and download onboarding package. Now once this package has been downloaded, as you can see at the top, I will just copy this and I'll go back to my server machine and then I'll go to downloads, and here I'm just going to paste this new onboarding package. Now I'm going to extract this package so that we can use the script. Okay. Now once this package is extracted, move this package to a location which can be accessed by your domain computers. Okay. In my case, I'm just moving it to a C drive, the default location itself, and here, and I'm going to just rename this to, let's say, onboarding package. Okay. Now, as of now, this folder is not shared, so my client devices will not be able to access this particular folder. So what I will do is I will click on properties. I will remove this checksum of or this option of read only, and then I'll click on sharing, and then I'll click on advanced sharing, and I'll click on share this folder, and then I'll click on the permission. Since this is a sandbox environment, I can give full control, but make sure you are very sensitive with the permissions that you are giving in your production environment. Okay. So here I'll just go ahead and select this option of domain computers and I'll click on OK. And for this particular entry, I'm giving full control, apply, OK, OK. Now fundamentally, this location should be accessible on the machine. Okay. So what we will do is, first of all, we'll go ahead and try accessing this location itself from my client device and see whether we can access this location or not. So this is my client device and this is the host name, which is cowork-domain joined. And as you can see, Windows Defend service is running as of now, as well as Sense service is in stopped state. So here I'll just go ahead and open this particular location. And you can see my machine can access this location. Okay, so that's all fundamentally which you should do at this particular step just to verify the access is working. Now I'll click on close. Okay. And here I'll go to this particular location and then I will say onboarding script. I will select this particular option. I will copy this entire location into a notepad. Okay. And here I will say //DC1. Okay. Just to verify, I'll again copy this and come back to my client machine. I'll close this. I'll open and still perfect. I will be able to run this particular script. Now, before I go ahead and create the group policy object, couple of things which I wanted to show. So you can see the host name of this machine is cowork-domain joined. And as of now, this machine is something which is available in computers OU. Okay. So I'm sorry, I'll click on users and computers. And here, if I'll expand this and I'll click on computers, you can see this is my machine. So fundamentally, what we will do is we will create a group policy object. We will link that group policy object with this particular OU, and then I will move this computer object from computers OU to this particular OU. And then we'll see whether the onboarding is functional or not. How you will do it in your production environment, you will use a OU to test the capability, and then you can link the current GPO to the respective OU itself. Okay. Now, one more aspect which I wanted to show on client machine itself, and that's moreover related to registry. Okay. So as of now, since the machine is not onboarded, you can see it is showing me the default list, as well as if I go to event viewer and if I'll go to Windows log application section, there is no as such event for WATP onboarding, as well as if I'll scroll down and go to this particular folder of Sense, I will not see any operational logs. Now, once the machine is onboarded, all these values will start coming. So now let me go back to my machine, which is the server machine, and get started with group policy object creation. So I have opened the group policy management console, and here I'm going to right click and then click on new. And here I'm going to type my GPO name. So let's say you follow any naming convention. For me, it is concepts work. So I'll say cowork-MDATP onboarding, or fundamentally, let's use the new name, which is MDE onboarding. Okay. So this is my group policy object. I'll right click here and then I'll click on edit. Now, fundamentally, you have to make sure that a task is scheduled on the machine. Okay. So for that, what you will be doing, just click on this option of preferences or select this option of preferences, then go to control panel settings. And here you get this option of scheduled task. Open this particular option of scheduled task, right click, click on new, and then click on this option which says initiate task at least Windows 7. Okay. Now here, fundamentally, what we are doing is we are kind of onboarding the machine to MDE. So I'll just name it as MDE onboarding. And here I have to select which account should be selected while running the task. So I'll just use this option of run with highest privileges. And here I'm going to type system because I have to run this with system context. So you can see NT authority system. Now, fundamentally, if you want, you can choose this option as well, run whether the user is logged in or not. But I mean, you take a call which option suits your environment best. Okay. Now here in actions tab, I'll go ahead and click on new, and then I have to click or I have to initiate fundamentally a program, right? So what I'll do is here I'm going to give the shared location instead of giving it something like C drive, because this is how your machine is going to reach this particular location. So that's it. I have given my location where I have kept the onboarding package and no special arguments which are required for now. That's it. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and repeat this task, let's say run for 3 days. And fundamentally speaking, let's say if the task got initiated and the machine got onboarded, no issues, because the script has this logic to go ahead and check whether the Sense service is running or not. If at all it is already running, then nothing will happen. Your machine will be onboarded and there will be no change. So depending upon your environment and your requirements, you can choose these settings, but fundamentally you need to create a task so that this onboarding package can be initiated on the machine. I'll click on apply and then I'll click on OK. Now, as of now, this task is associated with this particular group policy object, and this group policy object has not been linked anywhere. Okay. So what does this mean? That if I'll go back to my client machine and open command prompt with admin access, and here, let me just switch off this particular sound. Okay. And here I'm going to type gp result space /v. It will show me what are the GPOs which have been scoped for computer object, and I should only get one single entry. And you can see computer settings, default domain policy. The expected behavior is once we scope our machine or once we move our machine to the respective OU which has been scoped for this group policy object, that will get listed over here. Okay. So now let's come back to our server machine. And this time, since this particular group policy object is already created, what we will do is we will first move my machine from this particular OU to MDATP enabled machines, and I'll click on yes. Okay. Now, just to make sure there are no gaps, I'll just run this command of gp update force here, as well as I will just run the same command on my machine. Now, fundamentally, there will be no difference, right? Because still the group policy object is not kind of linked to my new OU, right? But just to make sure that we don't miss anything, I'm doing this step. I'll come back to my server machine, and now I'll go to group policy management console again. And here in this new OU, I am going to link an existing GPO, which is cowork MDE onboarding. Perfect. Now here I'll run this command again. And then once this part is completed, I'll go to my client machine and I'll again do gp update /force. Now see, since this is a sandbox environment, it practically has, let's say, 5 or 10 different machines. So the replication time and everything is instant. But I know for enterprises, it's completely different. So depending upon what is the replication cycle for your environment, your machines will receive this group policy object. Now, the expected behavior in my scenario is I have completed this particular, or I have initiated this particular command. Now, once this command is completed, I'll just go ahead and do a GP result again. And the expected outcome is that I will get the new group policy object listed for my computer object or for my computer settings. So I'll scroll up and you can see cowork -MDE -onboarding is getting listed here as an applied GPO. Now, fundamentally, once this GPO is applied, it will go ahead and start the particular program. And once the program is initiated on the machine, you can see the machine will get onboarded and you will get all the respective logs. So fundamentally, let's start from the beginning itself. Here I can say, or here I can just go ahead and click on this option of Windows log application and I can see WDATP onboarding. You can see successfully onboarded the machine to Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. And then here, if I'll go ahead and scroll down and click on Sense, you can see Sense logs are also getting listed over here. And then if I go ahead in my command prompt and type SC Sense, you can see that my machine is now kind of onboarded to MDE and the service state is showing as running. Okay, so this is how you will onboard your machines using group policy object. Step number 1, download the package. Okay, step number 2, extract the package. Step number 3, move it to a location which is accessible from your client devices. Step number 4, go ahead and verify on your client device itself by going to this particular location whether it can be accessible or not, or whether it is fundamentally accessible or not. Then come back to your AD, go ahead and create the group policy object. The group policy object should have the task associated with the respective location. Make sure you give the full path instead of giving a drive name, because fundamentally C drive, let's say if I've given over here, then on my client machine, it doesn't exist, right? So my client machine has to come to DC and then run this onboarding script in the form of a program, and that too with NT authority system privileges. Now, once this task is initiated on your client machine, it will get onboarded, right? Now let's go back to my portal and see whether we can find this device here or not. So for that, I'm going to click on Asset and then I'm going to click on Devices, and let's just see whether the respective device is getting listed over here or not. Perfect. So now I can click on this particular machine and check all the associated information with respect to this particular machine altogether. Now, whenever you onboard the machine, it takes a while to show you all this information. So I would suggest wait for at least an hour or so to get insights about everything that's happening on the machine. Now, there is one more optional parameter which can be fundamentally configured with the GPO itself, and that comes in this downloaded package itself. So I'll show you that. So this was my downloaded package. And if I go here, there's a folder called optional parameters policy. Now this will have 2 different files which you have to place in a specific location. And once you do that, you will get a new folder in your group policy object. So let's say as of now, I edit this policy, which we have just created. and I'll go to policy, admin templates, Windows component, and here if I try to search Windows Defender ATP, there is no as such folder. Now what I'll do is I'll come to my onboarding package and I'll open this folder of optional parameter policy, and first file that I will copy will be ATP configuration ADMX, and then I'll go to the C drive of my server where I have created group policy object, and then I'll go to Windows, and here I will go to this particular folder of policy definition and I will just paste that file here, and then I'll again go back to my downloaded package, and this time I'll go inside this particular folder which is ENUS, and I will copy this file, and again I'll go to C drive, Windows, and then policy definition, and this time I'll go to inside ENUS and I'll paste that file here. Now I will just restart my GPMC console, GPMC, and this time I should get a file, or you can say a particular folder, wherein I'm getting the option of Windows Defender ATP. So this time I'll go to policy, admin templates, Windows component, and then Windows Defender ATP. Now here I'll go ahead and enable or disable sample connection. Okay, now fundamentally this is an optional setting, but you should do this. That's what I recommend. And once you apply this, just go ahead and run this command of gp update force both on the server as well as on your client machine. Now I'll come back to portal and just show you one last command, which is moreover related to figuring out what kind of connectivity method which was used by my client. And as you can see, this is the command that I have to initiate, device info, where device name contains the name of my new machine that we have onboarded, and then project connectivity type. So this was all about knowing how to onboard a machine through group policy object. In the next video, we are going to see how to onboard Windows client devices through Microsoft Intune. So if you think that this channel is helping you to learn anything new, please feel free to subscribe and share this video with your technical community. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.